Future Hendrix reportedly sells his music catalog for a nine-figure deal, somewhere between 65 and 75 million, according to Billboard. What this means about hip hop and what this says about the future of hip hop, I think it says a lot. Let's talk about it. So, Future Hendrix, once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr here with the Black Boss channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, Future Hendrix, according to Billboard, has sold his music catalog, his publishing catalog, to Influence Media Partners, an artist of the ages. The eight-figure deal includes several number one songs and albums spanning Future's first 16 years as a recording artist. Let me go ahead and share with you my screen so we can take a look at this article from Billboard's together. Now, this is what I'm reading from Billboard.com. It says Influence Media Partners, the music and entertainment investment company, backed by BlackRock and the Warner Music Group. Oh, so Warner Music Group bought this. Okay, that makes sense. Has acquired the music publishing catalog of hip-hop superstar Future in a deal that encompasses some 612 songs from 2004 to 2020. The music catalog includes such titles as his hit Mask Off, with his collaborations with Drake, like Jumpman and Life is Good. It includes Low Life featuring The Weeknd, King's Dead, a collab with J-Rock and Kendrick Lamar. Other than to say the deal represents an eight-figure acquisition, meaning $10 million or more, Influence Media Partners did not disclose the terms of the deal, but Billboard estimates the Future's publishing catalog could have fetched somewhere between the $65 to $75 million range. That's based off the estimates of how much money Future makes off royalties every single year, which is around $9.6 million. Now, why this is significant. So Future is one of the latest of a ton of hip hop people, or just music people, that have sold their masters, sold their publishing to major big corporations. And what's interesting about this is guys like Lil Wayne fetched somewhere roughly around $100 million. Future looks like he's getting between $65 and $75 million. How close or how much they are making more than some of the other folks, big time artists, not in the hip hop genre, that have ranked in a ton of money selling their masters. Someone like Justin Timberlake, who sold his for around the $100 million range. And I think this continues to show the growth of hip hop. See, hip hop started off as a little underground thing that white folks didn't think would catch on. I thought it would be a fad and then it'd go away. You know, it wasn't rock, it wasn't country, it wasn't even R&B or pop. It definitely wasn't pop music. And hip hop started in the Bronx by the black folks in the Bronx. I don't give a damn what they tell you about. It wasn't no black folks. Nah, it was the FBA black folks in the Bronx that started hip hop, taking funk records from James Brown and all those guys, and taking the break beat in making hip hop, making break dancing, and then it's exploded to what it's become in 2022, with some of the biggest artists in the world being what? Hip hop artists, the Drakes of the world, the Little Babies of the world, the NBA Young Boys, Lil Wayne's, the Futures, etc., etc. So, what I'm saying is to say that hip hop is an ever-growing genre. It is now the biggest and best genre in all of music. Hip hop, the thing that came from nothing, that came from the streets of the Bronx, created by black people, is now was the biggest, best, most lucrative. Think about that. Most lucrative business in all of music. Hip hop is. And so this is key on a couple of fronts, right? Especially seeing Future, one of the biggest artists of this generation over the last 15 years, almost 2 decades, selling his publishing just up until 2020. So anything like past 2020 look like he's able to keep, and he still got a nice runway in front of him because Future is still as hot as ever. But selling his catalog for just as much as or close to the amount of a pop star like a Justin Timberlake. If for less years, Justin Timberlake had been out way before Future, and Future still got a whole lot more big time albums that he could put out that'll sell 100,000 in the first week or whatever. It continues to lay the foundation about how astronomical hip hop can continue to grow, but also how these folks are trying to take hip hop from you. They're trying to give credit to every other group because they see the runway that hip hop has. They see that hip hop is continuing to grow, while some other music genres aren't selling like hip hop artists. They're not selling like the NBA Young Boys. They're not selling like the Drakes. They're not selling like the Futures. And so therefore they have to discredit you and your people The people who created this genre and the people who popularized this genre and the people who have made this genre the biggest and best genre, not only in the world today, but over the history of the world, from the storytelling to the cadences to the music to the artistry and everything that comes with hip hop, has made it the biggest and best genre the world has ever seen, right? And it's something that's continuing to evolve. See, the thing about music is that certain music, certain flavors, certain styles, they get stale and they grow old and they're no longer hot. The beautiful thing about hip hop is that it's ever evolving. I know we have our criticisms about hip hop, right? Like I know that hip hop could be better. And we know that what's put in mainstream media as far as hip hop a lot of times affects our people in a negative way. But hip hop is a genre, unlike most genres, that continues to have ebbs and flows and waves and continues to evolve from 1979, the creation of hip hop, what they say, up until now. It doesn't sound the same, and it's forever changing. And it's a genre that can continue to forever change, and that people will still gravitate to it, and it still gain notoriety, and it still be popular, and it still be as hot as it was when it first got hot, and even growing fan bases, not just in the United States but around the world, and growing money and growing a growing industry. The only industry in music that still makes money is hip hop, or one of the few. You get what I'm saying? And so that is why they work so, because of all those things. These folks, you know who the folks are, choose to try to strip that from you. They try to take that away from you. That's why they say Latinos made hip hop and Africans and immigrants made hip hop, and they made hip hop with the Black Americans 50-50 bull crap. BS. The Black Americans, Black folks in America, been rhyming way before hip hop was ever had a name. They've been rhyming. They've been spitting bars. The break beats that Kool Herc, that they love to say, I think he's Jamaican. Kool Herc took those break beats because of what the young black kids, the non-immigrant black kids, the FBAs were doing in the Bronx. And they made it cool. The break beats that he was stripping were made by Black Americans, made by foundational Black Americans, FBA people. The James Brown beats, the George Clinton beats, all those break beats, those come from FBAs. Even the Motown beats, those are Black Americans. Those are people with non-immigrant parents, non-immigrant backgrounds. And so I'm saying this Future thing, it all ties in because it's telling you how lucrative it is. Future sold his music for $75 million, which is pretty close to what Justin Timberlake got. And Justin Timberlake's catalog was bigger as far as years. Future's is just as lucrative. And then he'll go on and make music for another 5 years, 10 years maybe. And then if he wants to, he'll be able to sell those for another 25, 30, maybe even 40 or 50 million. Because that's how popular hip hop is. All the movies want to use hip hop songs. All the TV shows want to use hip hop songs. And they have to discredit the fact that you created this genre, you being Black people, the Black people from America, not the immigrant Black folks, but the Black folks right here in America, the foundational Black Americans, as we like to call ourselves. You created it. And now I think I heard Tariq Nasheed say one time that they're making breakdancing an Olympic sport. Breakdancing, something that was once again created by Black Americans with non-immigrant backgrounds right here in New York, in America. And when that happens, that's going to put hip hop on an even grandiose scale, even a more grand scale, rather. I just made up a word. An even more grand scale. In these hip hop catalogs, whether it's old school, new school, or right now, will be worth even more money. But you can't let them steal your culture from you and tell them that it ain't yours. It is yours. You can't let folks tell you what isn't yours when it is. In this Future, him selling his royalties, his publishing, for $75 million, between $65 and $75 million for a smaller number of years. And he has a lot more runway to go as far as his popularity, the music that he's making, what he can sell in the future if he chooses to. Lets me know this hip hop thing, it's a big deal. And it's going to continue to be a big deal. And it's only growing in numbers every single day because it's one of the rare genres that can continue to evolve itself from its style and fashion to its style and sonic style, its stylistics in the sonic world as far as the way it sounds, a number of things can be hip hop because it continues to evolve. It's something that isn't stagnant, isn't stale. And it's not always, and I'm not going to act like all the evolutions and the iterations of hip hop are beneficial to the Black community. And I'm not going to act like that because some of the iterations are detrimental, right? Some of the things that we hear that are being played over at radio, especially mainstream radio, some of it is detrimental. But because of its ever changing style and sound and everything, it allows it to continue to grow and continue to last longer than any other and become the most lucrative and most highly requested genre in the history of the world. That's hip hop. This is just the latest thing to kind of further prove that point. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsYJr with the Black Boss Channel. Subscribe to the Black Boss Channel right here at theblackbosschannel.com. That's at theblackbosschannel.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I'll see you next time. Peace.